Hello and welcome back. It's time. It's time to stop fucking around. Last episode we took a look at a very bad, very bad PlayStation to Saturn port in the form of Battle Arena Toshinden. This week we're going to look at one that's a lot more successful at recreating the look and feel of the original PlayStation game. This week we're going to start with a little game called Wipeout. So, let me get rid of the list. Boot up the Saturn. The game is already in the drive. Hang on, I can't hear anything because I haven't activated the Magewell application. Hang on. Okay, I can hear it now. Good. Alright, Wipeout is a hell of a game. It is, I mean, I'm going to say probably one of the most important non-traditional racing games, racing franchises of all time. Probably one of the most important franchises of the second half of the 1990s. And this port was done by Tantalus. Tantalus is still around. I want to say, like, they're still doing port jobs to this day. Like, I think Tantalus worked on the recent Switch port of Luigi's Mansion 2. Yeah, Wipeout is... I don't really know. How do I put this into words? Wipeout is, I don't know, Wipeout is a cultural cornerstone. It was the right game with the right style on the right hardware at the right time when it came out on the PlayStation. And it spawned an extremely good and successful franchise that has kind of fallen on hard times in recent years. The last Wipeout game was a Vita game, I believe. Vita, of all things. Okay, B is the button to select. Select an option. Controller config. Thrust is B, weapon is C, left brake, right brake. That's right, you've got air brakes in this game. A and Y to change views. Yeah, we'll leave it standard. It's weird to have B be select and A be back. That's a strange choice. Okay, got Venom and Rapier. Let's go Venom. So this port by Tantalus is not bad. It's just like the port of Battle Arena Toshinden, it is not as good as the PlayStation original, but it is a lot more successful than the Saturn port of Battle Arena Toshinden. So we got AG Systems Oricom, Kyrex, and Pfizer. Let's go with standard. Let's go with Pfizer. Fuck it. Like it's successful enough at replicating the look of PlayStation Wipeout, where at a distance you would be hard pressed to tell the difference between the two. Interesting that original Wipeout camera view defaults to first person, whereas I think all the other Wipeout games after this, the camera view defaults to third person. Ooh. I'm going to switch to third person because that's just how I know how to play Wipeout. Like, at a distance, without a side-by-side comparison, you would be hard-pressed to tell the difference between the two main console versions of this game. But you get closer, and even worse, with a side-by-side comparison, you would definitely start noticing differences. Whoop. Oh fuck, not doing very well. Textures don't look quite as good as the PlayStation version. The frame rate, while largely stable, is not quite as smooth looking as the PlayStation version. Oh god. Transparencies are missing. Like in the ship's shadow on the track, the drop shadow. It's got that horrible dithered transparency look to it. The shield, when you get it... Oh god, that's a turbo. I forget what the weapon icons are for Wipeout 1. I don't really play it. I have to relearn what the weapon icons are. The shield is like dithered transparency. That doesn't look very good. Even though the Sega Saturn is perfectly capable of it, the System Link multiplayer option is gone. So the PlayStation version of Wipeout 1 has System Link multiplayer, which, you know, how many people really back in the day bothered to take advantage? Oh god, to take advantage of System Link multiplayer? Like, incredibly few games actually, oh god, used that feature. And I think after a point, games just generally stopped doing it. To the point where it's surprising how many people never even knew the PlayStation 1 could do System Link. The Saturn could also do System Link, but even fewer games. But had even fewer games in the PlayStation that actually did that. I can name like 2 games for the Saturn that supported System Link. One of them is Doom, and one of them is a third-person arena, like one-on-one arena combat game, which only came out in Japan. I forget what it was called. It's not exactly a feature that many games used, and even fewer people took advantage of, so I'd like to say that it's a big loss to say that the Saturn port of this game doesn't have it, but realistically, how many people were even going to use it, you know? Oh my god, get out of my way, you scumbag. Oof. So... Oh god. Shit. Wipeout 1... I don't know. It was a great game at the time. And it's an incredibly important game. It spawned half a dozen great sequels. But oh my god, the original game is very hard to go back to. It just doesn't have very good feeling, like, I don't know, like, the feel of the ships doesn't feel as good as any of the sequels. The collision physics in this game are very frustrating. You just kind of like... Even if you only very gently brush up against something, you get like a hard thunk noise, and then you lose a ton of speed immediately. Whereas all of the sequels would introduce scraping, which is a far more forgiving form of collision. Yeah. Wipeout, similar situation as I guess you could say it's in a similar position as like the original Panzer Dragoon, whereas it was like considered good in its day and it spawned several excellent sequels, but the original game, man, is not it. The original game is not it. Yeah, Wipeout, kind of the same position. Okay. That's a missile, apparently. Okay. Oof. Still, as somewhat imperfect as this port is, I could see plenty of people enjoying this for the time. You know. Like, this is just close enough that the average person probably wouldn't even notice the difference between this and the PlayStation version. Unless, you know, like I said, they were positioned side by side. Good soundtrack, great soundtrack. It's one of the things people remember Wipeout for, is the soundtracks. A lot of techno beats, house beats, which were very, very, very big in the 90s. Kind of a peak of the EDM era, really. Oof. Like, touching the side of the track and hearing that gunk noise just feels so bad. It's like, oh man. The introduction of scraping was maybe the single best thing they ever did in any of the sequels. Because while, you know, it's still not ideal, you don't want to make contact with the sides at all, it's at least, you know, it does less to harsh your buzz, as they would say. Sophia De Laurenti. Do I care enough to input my initials every time? Do I actually want to do this every time? It's funny because people like assume that Wipeout was always like a Sony-owned franchise. And oh, that's a PlayStation franchise, you know. Oh, okay. I thought they had said go before they actually said go. So I'm like, why aren't I not going forward? And I was very confused. Why am I not going forward? So, but anyway, back to my point. People just assume that Wipeout was always a PlayStation-only franchise, right? It is a franchise that was, at least at the time, was synonymous with PlayStation. And it did eventually become that, but because, I mean, mainly thanks to Sony buying Psygnosis, but I don't know. The appeal of Wipeout was it played a big part in like the success of the PlayStation 1 in at least Europe. At least this was a very fucking popular game in Europe. I'm not exactly sure how popular this was in other regions. I know it's at least moderately popular in America, but you know, 95, 96, if you had a PlayStation, there was a very high probability you had a copy of Wipeout. Oh, something hit me. Okay. But Wipeout 1 came to everything. It was on, was it? I mean, yeah, it was a game developed for the PlayStation, but it got ported to almost everything. It came out on PC, Saturn, the N64 got like a weird version of it. I'm like, Wipeout 64 is not exactly the same game. Wipeout 64 is weird. Wipeout 64 is like it's like a weird halfway point between Wipeout 1 and Wipeout 2097. Like aesthetically, graphically, it looks like Wipeout 1, but that game controls like Wipeout 2097. It's a weird game. And also it's got like different content as well, so it's not... You can't really call Wipeout 64 a clean port, because it's not. It's got other stuff going on, it's weird. But yeah, Wipeout 1 came to like tons of stuff. Even Wipeout 2097. How many people realise that Wipeout 2097 came out on the Saturn? There is a Sega Saturn port of Wipeout 2097. And while it is not the version you want to play, it is moderately impressive for what it is. Keep failing to make this jump. I would say it wasn't really until Wipeout 3 before Wipeout became a you know, PlayStation exclusive franchise. 7. That was a very bad race. I did very poorly. Let's try again. Let's try that again. We will eventually get to the PlayStation, the Sega Saturn version of 2097. We will eventually get there. It won't be for a while, because that was a relatively late game in the Saturn's Western life. But that game is interesting and impressive, but man, is it not the one you want to play. Ugh. Oh my god, just... not doing super well on this one. Okay. Oh god. Yeah, there's just something about... I don't know, Wipeout 1 is... Wipeout 1 has aged very poorly, compared to its sequels, which are... almost all of them are fantastic. Wipeout 1... it's not the one you go back to, you know. Oh god. Oh, that's a turbo. Okay. Again, not remembering what logos are. Oh god, please get off the wall. Get rid of that, don't need that. Okay, there's that shield. See how the shield looks all kind of weird and fucked up with that dithered? Yeah. Come on. There we go. Okay, finally. Yeah, I remember it wasn't so it was the my mother's friend. She had two sons, and I think it would have been 96. Would have been about 96, I reckon. So I'd have been 9 years old, 8 or 9 at the time. And I remember going with her to visit her friend, and while they were talking, I would go and watch her sons play on their new PlayStation. And I remember they had Wipeout 1. And they were not very good at it, but it didn't matter. I was just, you know, little, like, very young me, not, you know, 8 or 9 year old me, sitting there on the bed watching them take turns playing Wipeout. And of course they were doing the thing where it's like, I would ask, can I ever go? And they would find reasons to not let me, you know? Like you do, like older kids do when they're forced to hang out with younger kids, you know? Very standard. It happens to everyone, most people, I imagine. But I remember that memory is very vivid in my mind. And that was the... I think that was the moment where I realised I wanted a PlayStation. Like, I would get one the following year for Christmas. I got my PlayStation in, like, Christmas '97. But yeah, that was the point where I started thinking, I would like a PlayStation. This looks really cool. I would like one of these. And it's because of that day when I went there and watched those two older boys playing Wipeout. It's not a super clear memory. All I remember is me round this woman's house and, like, the fact that I sat in their bedroom watching them play Wipeout. When it comes to, like, more precise details, I don't really have them, but that piece of information that it was definitely Wipeout I was watching them play is very strong. There's another story involving these boys who I was forced to hang out with occasionally, terrifying the shit out of me at some point, but that's a story for another day. The day we play the Saturn port of Resident Evil is the day I tell that story. So we'll have to wait until then. And yes, it does involve watching them play Resident Evil on the PlayStation. Oh god. What position am I in? 5th. That's not good enough. 5th is not a good enough position. I'm not doing good enough. Oh god. Oh Jesus. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh god. Oh, not doing well. Yeah, this is not salvageable. I'm screwed. It's okay though. You think about this game, like what this game is and what you know, you can tell that probably, not for sure, but probably someone at Psygnosis probably sat down and thought, let's make a racing game. What kind of racing game can we make? Well, let's make a sci-fi racing game. Okay. What kind of sci-fi racing game? Well, I really like that F-Zero game for the Super Nintendo. What if we did something similar to F-Zero but with like a twist? And at some point, maybe this conversation goes back and forth, and eventually they decide, yo, what if we just took F-Zero and Mario Kart and just kind of went, and so you end up with basically more stylish F-Zero but with weapons. You know, you've got your green shell equivalent, you've got your red shell equivalent, you know, you've got your banana skin equivalents. I could see that being the main the main idea behind this game. Like, what if we gave F-Zero weapons? What kind of weapons? You know, like the ones in Mario Kart. And it works. It's a great concept. It's a great idea. To the point where, for a couple years there, like, Wipeout left F-Zero in its dust. I mean, Wipeout X for the N64... No, sorry. F-Zero X for the N64 is a really fucking good game. You know, it's a really good game. But it's no Wipeout 2 or 3. You know what I mean? There was a few years there where the apprentice became the master during the late 90s. Okay, so let's try something. So a lot of people at the time, or at least still even now, didn't... Oh, what am I doing? I forgot. Okay, don't worry about that. I'm going to start the game up again. I'm not thinking clearly. I didn't mean to close the game like that. I didn't actually mean to stop the game. Anyway, a lot of people do not realise that pre-DualShock, there were analog controllers for the PlayStation. The one that comes to mind most often is the Negcon. Now, I showed the Negcon off once before in a PlayStation series I did years ago. It's like it's a white controller with a big hinge in the middle of it, and you physically twist the controller like this, and that's your analog movement. And it turned out that felt physically felt really good for racing games. There are a lot of racing games where that just feels good. It's like a good feeling motion for a racing game. And Wipeout 1 for the PlayStation had NEGCON support. All of the Wipeout games for the PlayStation 1 have NEGCON support, but most importantly, Wipeout 1 did, because Wipeout 1 was pre-DualShock. And so, while the Saturn does not have anything quite like the NEGCON, it does have an analog racing wheel. And so, Tantalus made the Saturn port of Wipeout 1 compatible with the racing wheel. And so we're going to try that next. Okay. Okay. So thrust on B, weapon on 1. Yes, they've split them up like this. Left brake is X, right brake is A. Okay. Nose up and nose down, right shift and left shift. Because, yeah, there are certain parts of certain tracks where you need to adjust your ship. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, can't go to Rapier class, nothing's unlocked. Let's do a time trial. To an AG Systems. Daniel Chang or John Decker? Let's do a Daniel Chang. Ultima. Aradus 4. Alright, let's test out this wheel. Let's see. Because I'm very used to using standard controllers for Wipeout, like D-pad. And so I've never been, because that's what I'm used to, I've never been super used to using analog controllers for Wipeout. Ooh, okay. Oh god, this is, no, my brain doesn't like this. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, I'm not so sure about how successful this is. Oh Jesus. Ugh. Nope. Oh. Nah. Okay. There are roadside billboards in this game for something called Crazy Ivan. Crazy Ivan is another Psygnosis game that also eventually came to the Saturn. We'll be looking at that at some point. Crazy Ivan is very interesting. Oh god, this is not... I'm going to say it. The analog wheel does not feel like a great way to play this game. Oh god. Let's try from the outside view. Whoop. Oh god, no. Turn, please. Thank you. No. Oh god. Yeah. I think the main problem is because the sheer... In order to get a full turn, you need to... It seems like you need to fully turn the steering wheel to its maximum turn position, which is that's a long travel distance. That takes a long time compared to just pressing a direction on a D-pad. Oh god. And I feel like at speed you would be hard pressed to make a lot of the turns with a steering wheel. Uh-oh. Oh dear. I don't think that was meant to happen. I wanted to go right, but I couldn't turn fast enough. Oh god. Oh god, please get off the wall. Thank you. Yeah, this is not as efficient as a D-pad or even an analog stick. But hey, it exists for people who want to try it. Yeah, it's not. Those aren't good times. Those are very bad times. I don't care enough to want to put... Time trial? No. Yeah, because at least with the NegCon, every PlayStation game that supports the NegCon had a calibration feature where you could calibrate exactly the amount of twist you wanted to do before you went, before you had full lock. You know what I mean? So you could do a full, the NegCon twists a really long way. It twists almost 180 degrees, so there's a lot of movement there if you want it. But every game that supports it allows you to calibrate just how much distance you actually want. So you could calibrate Wipeout to use exactly the amount of movement that felt good for you. So as a result, the NegCon is like an incredible controller for Wipeout. It feels great. If you ever get the chance to play Wipeout, any of the PlayStation 1 Wipeout games with a NegCon, do it, because it's make sure you configure it correctly. It feels great. It's a great feeling analog controller. Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll rank. Let's go to Silver Stream. This, on the other hand, because you have so much travel distance before you get the full, the full turning capability of your ship, it's just not an efficient way to play the game. It's cool that it's in here, but no one should play Wipeout with a racing wheel. Unless you're crazy. And you want to make, you want to punish yourself. Oh god. Please turn. Please turn. Oh god. I'm just not turning fast enough. It just feels bad. Now, having said that, if this game had contained the ability to recalibrate the wheel, much in the same way that the PlayStation version allows you to recalibrate the Netcon to allow you to use the exact amount of, you know, travel distance as you want, that could have gone a long way to making the wheel feel better. But because you must use the full 90-degree travel distance every time to get the most, that just feels bad. Don't like it. Oh god. Uh-oh. Oof. Nearly flew off. A lot of bouncing in this level. Yeah, the physics of Wipeout 1 are not... They made very positive changes for the sequels after this first game. Oh, Jesus Christ. Please stop. Oh my god, just... This is a nightmare. No, don't. No, do, no. I've just noticed you can change the soundtrack. Hold comfort. Doty. Oh god. Please stop bouncing. Thank you. Yeah. I imagine, like the PlayStation version, all the music is stored on the disc in Redbook audio format. Oh, Jesus Christ. Please get off the wall. So you could, at the time, put the disc in a CD player and just play the soundtrack. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm not even going to do the third lap. I think that's enough of Wipeout. Wipeout 1. Yeah, do not play this game with a racing wheel. It feels terrible. I don't know. Do it once to say that you've done it, and so you can laugh and go, haha, this feels terrible, and then never do it again. The wheel is going to go back over there in its position. Yeah. That's Wipeout 1. An incredible game in its day. Very important game for the era. But worst game in the franchise. And that's not me saying that Wipeout 1 is a bad game. That's me saying that all of the sequels were an improvement. So, Wipeout 1 is hard to go back to. I feel like the furthest you could go back realistically and still have fun would be Wipeout 2097. That's the oldest Wipeout game that is still fun to play. Unless, of course, you have like some very, very, very like special connection with Wipeout 1 and you've still got the muscle memory to be able to play it well. So, where are we going to put the Sega Saturn port of Wipeout 1? Well, this is the most obvious comparison point here. So they're basically very similar games. They're sci-fi racing games with hover ships with weapons. While Cyber Speedway has its charm, it lacks, I don't know, it feels like it lacks a cohesive style. It lacks... The style of Cyber Speedway feels like it's multiple artists all throwing their own individual styles into a pot, whereas Wipeout feels like artists working together to achieve a single style. As a result, it comes off. It looks a lot more like it looks overall. Just looks better. I think so. Yes, Wipeout 1 is a better. I like it more than Cyber Speedway. It's got a. It's better than Pebble Beach. It's better than Wing Arms. It's better than Street Fighter the movie. I would say even though the Saturn port is slightly imperfect, it's still surprisingly close to the PlayStation original. So I think it's a better, and it's not buggy. At least I don't think so. I don't think the Saturn port is especially buggy or any more buggy than the PlayStation version. I haven't heard anyone talk about the Saturn version having more bugs. So I think in terms of stability, it's the same. I think it's better than Panzer Dragoon 1 and Virtua Fighter 1. I think it's a better game than International Victory Goal. We have to remember, it's Wipeout 1. That game, the game has an incredible legacy, but it's not the one you want to play. Like I said before, if you want to play an old Wipeout game, you play Wipeout 2 or Wipeout 3. Maybe Wipeout 64. You don't really want to play Wipeout 1. Not really. And it's an inferior port to the PlayStation version, so it's not the Wipeout game you want to play, and it's not the version of that specific Wipeout game that you want to play either. So keep that in mind, because I think this game's going to be a little bit lower than I think some people are expecting. For that reason, I think Magic Carpet, the Saturn version of Magic Carpet, is a better game. For that reason, I think Golden Axe the Duel is a better game. I'm going to say Mystaria: The Realms of Lore is a better Sega Saturn game than the Saturn port of Wipeout 1. which means it goes here somewhere. Is it better or worse than Hebereke's Papa Ito? Hebereke's Papa Ito is a very charming puzzle game with very nice looking pixel art. Would I rather play Hebereke's Papa Ito or the Sega Saturn port of Wipeout 1? Oh dear. I think I would rather play Hebereke's Papa Ito. It's decided. I'm not going back. Wipeout 1. The Saturn port of Wipeout 1 is our new number 17. A respectable position. People sometimes they get very sentimental about a certain franchise, and so there might be some people who look at this and think, Wipeout at 17, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's like, it's Wipeout 1. It's not that great. Especially when compared to its sequels, and it's the Saturn port of Wipeout 1, so it's not even the version of Wipeout 1 you want to play. It's a good game, but it's Wipeout 1, you know? So keep that in mind if you are especially surprised at its position on the list. Alright. Next game. I think, hang on, let me look at this. I feel happy. I feel happy with this. Yes, I feel like this is a good position. Yes, Wipeout 1 at 17. This disc is... Nope, that disc is fine. Okay, next game. Let me just change the cover art. There it is. So this next game is a 2D platformer from Crystal Dynamics, the same developers of Off-World Interceptor Extreme, currently our third worst game. Maybe this game is better. And the game that we are going to play next is the original Gex. Oh, poor Gex is reacting poorly with my green screen, so he's actually invisible right now. Gex has cloaking capabilities, but you can see the box art up there, so that is what it's actually supposed to look like. Oh, I've got to plug the controller back in. It would help if I actually plug the controller back in, wouldn't it? Okay. Okay, sorry for the extremely abrupt cut there. So I am actually joining you a full 24 hours later. I had to cut the recording there because 5 minutes into playing Gex, I got a phone call and I had to leave in an emergency. So I stopped the recording where it was, and we are now picking up where we left off, at least for me, a day later. So let us continue. Hang on, let me just get rid of this. One moment. Okay. Whoops. Oh god. I left the controller in the most awkward position possible. Don't know why I did it like that. Just how it goes sometimes, I guess. Okay. Alright. So, Gex. Not Crystal Dynamics' best game, shall we say? And why can I not hear the game? Oh, because for some reason I've got the Magewell capture application muted. Why did I do that?
It all started so simply. I had just finished my usual morning routine of nude funkercise, fired up the Barcalounger, grabbed a quick bite to eat, and prepared to watch some serious tube. Little did I know, my snack was sent by Rez.
You are mine.
Okay, and that is the setup to this game. We are a comedically challenged gecko called Gex, and for some reason that the game, as far as I know, never lets you know, we have been kidnapped by somebody called Rez and dragged into TV World. What kind of options have we got? Sound, voice.
Invincible. That's what I call getting some tail. I'm invincible.
Controls. See, tongue lash is A, tail whip is B, jump is C, run is L. Okay, that's easy to remember.
Lock and load, little lizard.
Oh yeah, Gex.
Bob Hope has more color in his cheeks.
Gex's main character trait is that he likes to deliver a lot of very bad one-liners. One-liners that aren't really funny, but he'll do them anyway. So, our first levels here are these horror-themed levels.
Like the slime boys, nice touch.
So, all of the worlds of Gex
Trick or treat.
are like vaguely like themed around tropes from movies and TV shows, but the references are usually so broad that they're not. They could be barely classed as references at all.
Who opened the can of whoop-ass?
And he just keeps talking. Find level remotes. So yeah, you're basically exploring a level looking for a remote. Okay. little bit of extra air when you run, and you stick to walls. This is probably like the most fun part of this game. The most fun ability you have is the ability to just stick to walls.
Geronimo!
Oh crap. There we go.
I don't need anything but this.
Tail whip power balls for 1 health point, or eat them for a special power up. Gotcha. Oh no, that's just to speed up.
It's tail time.
It's not really clear what the power ups are until you experiment with them in this game. Okay, we'll stand here. Just stuff.
It's tail time.
He does love saying that one specific phrase over and over again. Okay. Like, visually, this game is like, from like a pixel art standpoint, fine. You know, like it's like a quality of the pixel art. It's not bad. No idea what that was. But it's a little bit strange because while everything else in the game is like standard pixel art, it seems, Gex himself is like what was commonly referred to as a CGI sprite, like Donkey Kong style. They took a high detail 3D model and took photos of it at different angles with different in different poses.
Smells like socks.
And built 2D sprites out of it, kind of like what Nintendo did for Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. And while I'm normally not super against that art style, it is very strange when it appears to be the only thing in your game that has that art style.
For me, you should know.
Everything else is just like traditional pixel art. Gex appears to be the only thing that actually looks like he was rendered from a 3D object. Is there something hidden up here? No. Being too smart for my own good.
Sweet, like candy. That's what I call getting some tail.
I think this game was originally a 3DO game, and then was later ported to both the PlayStation and the Saturn when the 3DO started to go belly up. Oh, there's a thing up there. Hang on. Can I go?
This one's for Johnny.
So there is a mechanic. Hang on. No. There is like a high jump mechanic you can do that involves bouncing on your tail, but I can never get it to work. The controls feel fine. I mean, it's not the best feeling 2D platformer ever, but it's like competent, you know, it doesn't feel bad. The jump feels good and immediate. The attack comes out and has like a decent range to it, so. Yeah, pull down while jumping to tail bounce on enemies or blocks. Hold the jump button and push up afterwards for a super spring. Oh my god, here we go. Hold the jump button and push up. Holding and no. Okay, jump, hold, press down, nothing happens. It's not super clear what it means by that.
I'm invincible.
Oh, I see, you've got to like actually jump on something. I see, okay. I just got the remote.
We've lost visual, Captain.
Oh, is that a bomb? It's a bomb. Okay.
Read a book.
Read a book, says the character who is obsessed with television.
One for me and one for me.
Boy, he just doesn't stop, does he?
Don't eat anything but this.
He doesn't. He doesn't stop. Okay, that clearly looks like a hazard. Okay. Stand in front of the exit TV and press up to exit the level. Okay, can do.
Kill your TV, man.
Okay. Most of these quotes that he's using...
Let's get back to the mystery van.
I understand that one because that's probably the most recognisable reference he makes in this game, possibly. To turn on the TV, press start. Use the D-pad to choose a remote and press the C button to use it. If it belongs to a TV in this world, the TV will turn on. Okay, and that unlocks that level. Alright. Grave Danger. Funny, clever title. I don't know, it seems very... I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, I wondered what would happen if you hit those with your tail. Okay. Avoid the skull. Oh, good. It's Jason Voorhees. Or the guy from Splatterhouse. Whichever one you'd prefer.
Who opened the can of whooping?
Aha.
This would be great for my
It's
collection.
cool that that's a mechanic. You can hit enemies into other enemies. That works too.
For me? You should know.
Oh. That power-up lets me shoot fire, which is cool. Ooh, okay. Actually, when I said that guy looks like the guy from Splatterhouse, I was kidding, but actually, getting like a closer look at him, he does actually look very similar to the guy from Splatterhouse. I wonder if that's like an intentional reference from like the developers. I wonder if like someone on someone at Crystal Dynamics was like a huge Splatterhouse fan or something, and you know, decided he would make the fake Jason sprite look more like that guy instead. It's always possible. I don't like how the camera changes massively. That's a little annoying.
Soylent Green is good.
Oh, hello. What are you? Oh. Oh, these are switches. Nope. There we go.
Geronimo!
Oh, What happened there?
Let's get back to the mystery van.
Oh, cool. That was an instant death. Fun. Yeah, I'm not sure if this game has checkpoints, actually. I don't know. No idea what the checkpoint situation of this game is. It might not even have them. It might be a case where you have to do an entire level in one go. Okay, I'm trying to... Okay, missed. Okay. Fake Jason is defeated by a single tail whip.
You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies.
I get that one. That's a poltergeist reference. Doesn't make it funny though. Just because I recognise the reference doesn't make it funny. Nah, let's not go back in there. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's like a neat effect. I don't know. You press pause and the screen slowly fills with like handprints. That's cute. That's like a neat thing. I don't know.
It's tail time.
Ugh. Assuming that one is also instant kill.
Sorry, Mr. Presley.
Like mechanically, this game is like perfectly fine. Oh, what's this?
That's my luck.
Okay.
It's tail time.
I wonder if that's the I wonder if that's the checkpoint. I wonder if this is how the game handles checkpoints. What I would really like is some 2D platformers let you adjust the camera up or down by holding up or down on the D-pad. Like, let me see what's below in the pit, but this game does not do that. No idea what this is. Okay, it's just like an auto attack. Keep that in. Yeah, look at that dude. Look at that dude. That's just the guy from Splatterhouse. Like, that's not even like. That has to be a case where one of the guys who made this game, one of the guys who did like the enemy sprites, was like a fan of the Splatterhouse games or something. Because that's not Jason Voorhees. That's the dude from Splatterhouse. Like, even down to the way the mask is like reaching back over the top of his head. Like,
Mr. Tongue.
Yeah, that's got to be a reference. It has to be, surely. I mean, yes, it is a reference, but what I mean is it has to be a reference to Splatterhouse and not necessarily just Friday the 13th.
Soylent Green is good.
Soylent Green reference. Oof.
Kill your TV, man.
Okay. Whoop, didn't get it.
Lost visual camera. Oh, yeah. It's tail time. It's tail time.
Does like that one phrase.
This one's for Johnny.
Oh god. Oh, remote. Got it. Shit. Oh well. Doesn't matter. We're at the far end anyway. Oh. Can we make it up? Yeah, we can. Oh, look at that. Wait, what's... Oh my god, camera, please, let me see over here. Thank you. Oh, it's just more of those. Okay, you know, it's like aesthetically, it's fine. With the exception of the Gex sprite, which just kind of stands out like a sore thumb. Mechanically, it's also fine.
This place is weirder than 4th of July at Rick James' place.
It's the fucking humour I don't like. It's just bad. It's just kind of lame.
Let's get back to the mystery van.
Okay, where does this one go? That level. Okay. I would like to see at least one of the other worlds before we rank this game. Tomato soup. Why is this level called tomato soup? Oh. Oh. Hello. That's why. I'm guessing... Okay. I'm guessing each world is like genre themed, so we're currently in like the horror themed world, as in like movie genres, TV and movie genres. So this is like the quote unquote horror genre world. That's why we're seeing like Frankenstein enemies and Jason Voorhees enemies, and now we're... Okay, this one is actually like...
Pardon?
This one is actually like really specific. Those enemies are referencing a movie called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, which is one of the less famous horror movies from the 80s. Find a videotape and you'll receive a password when you beat the level. Okay. So you have to hunt down passwords. Okay. That's... not sure how I feel about that. Oh, gargoyles. Did only one hit.
Who opened the can of whoop-ass?
Okay. Yeah, that's a... Yeah, these things are references to Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Okay, that's a legitimately like somewhat niche reference. I mean, it's a very niche reference now. I'm assuming maybe it was a little bit less niche in the mid-90s when this came out, but... Alright, like... That's a reference I can get behind, you know? These gargoyles, though, I'm not sure if these are like a specific... Are they gargoyles or are they vampire bats? It's hard to tell, really.
Oh, yeah. It's tail time.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, God!
Body blow.
Coming through.
No, I'm not going to go in. I might end up trapped in a place that kills me like last time. So, oh boy. Oh wait. Hang on. You can stand on these. All right. That's cool. That's interesting. I was not expecting that to be a thing. Okay.
Who opened the can of whoop-ass?
No, not worth it. Fuck. Okay, checkpoint.
One for me and one for me. Oh, yeah. It's tail time.
Ooh, jump. What's down here? Something. Fire breath.
Sorry, Mr. Presley.
What? No, don't. Anything down here we can look at? No. Okay. All right. Is there like a thing I can... Oh, hang on. Oh, you can crawl on the background. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. Okay, I can attack. That's good. Oh, but you have to take the time to manually turn around. That's good to know. Okay.
That's it. That's the spot.
You know what? I am like...
I don't eat anything but this.
I am presently surprised by like the quality of like the level design and the controls. Like they seem quite solid to me, you know. It's just the one thing I do not like is just the humor and the constant voice lines. That shit is like not funny. But oh well, can't have everything, I guess. Oh god. Oh, extra area. No. Not gonna go to any like bonus areas. Not doing it. Oh god. Yeah, like I would love for the ability to like pan the camera down by holding down on the D-pad, but don't think we're gonna get that.
Dude, I am so hot. Dude, I am so hot.
What? Fuck. Okay, like that, so I could look down and see if there's like a like an instant death below me. But
3, 2, let's get back to the mystery van.
oh, were those not checkpoints then? Were those not checkpoints? I guess those cameras were not checkpoints then. Okay, that sucks. All right. Then what are they? If they're not checkpoints, then what are they? Well, I do want to see other levels, so I have some cheats here for Gex for the Sega Saturn. And it says here we've got 99 lives, invincibility, electric power-up, fire power-up, high jump power-up, ice power-up, level skip power-up, credits, unlimited lives, or unlock all stages. So hold R, start, right, right, down, right, up, L, A, left, left. Oh, hang on though. Start, right, right, down, right, up, L, A, left, left. We have all of the stages. Let's just go ahead and see what some of the other stages are.
Yeah, this place has all the warmth of a Dick Clark special.
Nope. What's this? Toonland. Okay, this is like a cartoon themed.
Oh, I'm too young to have a second childhood.
Oh, it takes you back to the dome. Okay, that's no.
Yeah, this place has all the warmth of a Dick Clark
Okay.
special.
Let's try again, shall we? Let's input that cheat again. I guess you have to do it per world, I
My inner
guess.
child is coming out, and it hurts.
Alright, so pause, hold down the R, trigger the the right shoulder button, start, right, right, down, right, up, L, A, left, left. Here we go. Let's have a look at some of these. Rocket. An arrow points down to the desert. Okay.
Whoa, at that speed, will you be able to pull out in time? Hope I don't make a wrong turn and end up on an old game of asteroids. Whoa, at that speed, will you be able to pull out in time?
Oh, cool! And with a new level theme, we have all new quips. How fun!
Rocket Man! Hope I don't make a wrong turn and end up on an old game of asteroids. Hope I don't make a wrong turn and end up on an old game of asteroids.
Oh, two at the same time. Okay. Alright.
Whoa, at that speed, will you be able to pull out in time?
Okay, that's slightly annoying.
Whoa, at that speed, will you be able to pull out in time?
He just doesn't stop.
It's great for my collection. Rocket Man!
So if these aren't checkpoints, then what are they? Like, what are these? What are they used for? What's their purpose? Because I see this, and I think, okay, a camera can take a picture of you where you are right now. So if you die, it's like, oh, it's a checkpoint. It's taking it's taking a picture of you to restore you if you die. But no, apparently that's not the case. Unless they are checkpoints, but I'm not utilizing them correctly. In which case, how am I not using them correctly?
Whoa, at that speed, will you be able to pull out in time?
Oh, shit! Fuck. Oh well. Oh well. It's fine.
My inner child is coming out, and it hurts.
Alright, let's see if we can unlock another one of the worlds before we move on, just so I can see some variety here. Okay, so it is start, right, right, down, right, up, L, A, left, left. assuming that thing in the middle is the final world. Don't go to that. What is this? Jungle Isle. Okay, so it's like
George of the Jungle.
that was a George of the Jungle reference. What the fuck? It's the fucking Christ. No, down, please. Okay, I'd like to go down to that temple or whatever it is. There we go. Do it again. Okay, so it's like references to like Indiana Jones and stuff like that, I guess. Can't smash those. Can we break these? Yes, we can.
Soylent Green is good. That's it. That's a spot. It's tail time. I'll take this, and this, and this. Beat it.
Is this an auto-scroller? Oh, this is an auto-scroller. Oh dear. No? Ah, fuck. Let's try that one more time.
George of the Jungle.
Again with the George of the Jungle reference. That's wow, that's incredible. I'm guessing this game was considered funnier when it was like newer, but these days not so much.
Who opened the can of whoop-ass? Kya! Ba-ba-da!
Oh. Okay. Whoop.
Oh, that
See, look at the art style of this enemy. I feel like Gex would look better if he was in that art style. Like he would just fit in more with the art style of the levels, but because he's this weird like CGI sprite, he just kind of stands. It just looks so weird. I don't know.
One for me and one for me.
Uh-oh. Oh, we both hit each other. Oh, he's got more range. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
One for me and one for me.
Like the soundtrack is
Sweet like candy.
soundtrack's fine. I don't know. It's not really memorable.
Higher, higher, lower.
Ah. Okay. Okay, so we got like I got like a good. No idea what that one was even supposed to be. I don't know. It's there's like genuine craft here. I have to turn this off now because I'm being driven mad. Okay. Like there's some genuine craft here. The game's not terrible. It's a very, I don't know, it's a perfectly fine, respectable 2D platformer, you know, with some questionable aesthetic choices. And a form of comedy that just does not land, at least today. I don't know if this was considered funnier then, but this is like these days what this game is trying to pass off as funny is more like anti-humor. And I'm someone who is just old enough to like understand like a decent number of the references he's making. You know, anyone even like a few years younger than me and you like they would barely recognize anything he says. So, where would we put Gex on the list? Like the game, I mean, gameplay-wise, the game doesn't seem like it has really any like real like problems. It's just it's okay. It's like it's a perfectly okay 2D platformer. Like this is nowhere near the same level of like quality as so shall we say Rayman, but it's I would call it a better 2D platformer than shall we say something like Clockwork Knight 2 even, which is slightly better than Clockwork Knight 1. Like, mechanically, like, the jump, for example, the jump in this game is way better than the jump in Clockwork Knight. Even Clockwork Knight 2, it's an immediate jump, it's a fast jump, you feel like it's what you need it to be. The attacks are immediate and fast and have decent range. Unlike the weird, like, hard to control floaty jump of Clockwork Knight or the strange, like, kind of bad feeling key attack that you have in that game. Like, mechanically, Gex, I think, is, like, significantly better than Clockwork Knight 2. I think Gex is a better game. I would rather play Gex than Victory Boxing. I think Gex is a... I think Gex is a more enjoyable gameplay experience than either Myst or Mansion of Hidden Souls. At the end of the day, I really like the Mansion of Hidden Souls and Myst, but mechanically those games are very, very limited. I think Gex is a better game than Time Warner Interactive's Virtua Racing. I think Gex is a better game than FIFA 96. I like Gex 1 more than I like F1 Challenge. But now we're starting to get to the awkward stuff. What do I like more? Gex or Cyber Speedway? I feel like if the game didn't have the constant, like, voice lines, the constant quips, I would like it more. But I like Gex more than Cyber Speedway. I think Gex is a better gameplay experience than Pebble Beach. Here's a question for the ages. What do you like more, Gex or Street Fighter the movie? Mechanically, Gex is very solid, very tight. It's got some interesting level design. Street Fighter the movie kind of plays like Street Fighter, but it plays like kind of a fucked up, less precise version of Super Turbo. If I had to be honest, it's like if somebody made Super Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo, but then like kind of like fucked with the animations and the timings ever so slightly to where it felt off. That's what Street Fighter the movie feels like when you play it. I'm going to say Gex is better than Street Fighter the movie. I don't think it's going to go much higher, to be honest. I think we are... Okay, let's come at it from the opposite. I think as unrefined as it is, I think Wipeout 1 is a better game than Gex. I like Wipeout 1 more than I like Gex. I like Virtua Fighter 1 more than I like Gex. Which means it goes here somewhere. What do I like more, Panzer Dragoon 1 or Gex? I think I like Panzer Dragoon 1 more than I like Gex. Which comes down to Firestorm, Thunderhawk 2. Would I rather play Thunderhawk 2 or Gex? If I had to pick, Thunderhawk 2 or Gex? I think I would prefer Thunderhawk 2. which means Gex is our new number 23. Respectable. Perfectly respectable. And probably, I'm guessing, significantly higher than a lot of people thought it might be. Gex 1 is fine. The sequel's not so good, but the first Gex game is like a perfectly competent 2D platformer with like responsive controls and interesting level design. The part where it like doesn't do so well is its like sense of humor. And also confusing checkpoint system, if it even has a checkpoint system, and never really figured out what that even was. If those cameras we encountered weren't actually checkpoints, I have no idea what they are. There's some other mechanic that we haven't figured out, but they... Anyway, I'm trying to think about it. Let me think about it more. I'm thinking, does this feel right? I'm gonna say this feels right. I think this game is a better game than Street Fighter the movie, but not quite as good as Thunderhawk 2. Yeah. I think I'm happy with that position. Yeah. Happy with that position. Okay. We are done. Okay. Right. Last game. Last game for this week. I mentioned at the end of the previous video that this game would be a pinball game. And it is. Hang on. Just update the cover art. One moment. Please. There. Alright. The final game for today is True Pinball. Okay. Okay. All right. Published by Ocean and developed by a little company called Digital Illusions. Digital Illusions Creative Entertainment. They are still around, but they're not called Digital Illusions Creative Entertainment anymore. I'll give you a few seconds to see if you can figure out who they are these days. Digital Illusions Creative Entertainment. DICE.
Welcome to main menu. Please choose desired function.
That's right. This game was developed by DICE. They're the Battlefield developers, aren't they? Hang on. Yep, DICE. Currently owned by EA. Yeah, they do. They did. all the Battlefield games since the beginning, since Battlefield 1942. They also did Mirror's Edge, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, the very, very bad Medal of Honor reboot for the 360. How many people even remember that game? Star Wars Battlefront. Midtown Madness 3 for the original Xbox, which is funny. They also did a rally game for the original Xbox. But yeah, DICE started off making pinball games. If you look at their list of games, the first, like, ten or so games, most of them are pinball games for the Amiga. They're used to be an Amiga developer. So let's have a look. 3D high res, top, 3D res. So, unlike the previous pinball game we looked at, Digital Pinball. Digital Pinball. Unlike the previous pinball game, this game offers like different view points on the table. Also, for some reason, the game lets you view the tables in either high resolution interlaced mode or low resolution progressive scan. So you've got standard top or 3D, and then 3D high res, or you get 3D high res or low resolution top or 3D. It's a strange choice. You'd think they would just have the 3D high res and be done with it, but okay, sure. Number of balls. 5 balls. Why not? Let's treat ourselves.
Pad configuration.
Nudge right, nudge left. Nudge up. Who the hell okay. Who decided on this configuration? This is not good. Nudge right. Okay, I'm going to adjust this. Left flipper, right flipper. Nudge left, nudge right. Nudge up. Launch ball. That's cool. So the game lets you completely reconfigure the controller if you want to. It's a nice feature. Something you don't see in many Sega Saturn games. The game has a thumping EDM soundtrack, like so many games in the 90s did.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I never went anywhere.
Credits.
Wow, that's these credits are hard to read. Space for rent down the bottom right there.
Welcome back. Credits.
Is it just me, or is that like surprisingly few people? Like even for the 90s, even for like 90s developer, that seems like very few people to make a game for a modern platform at the time. I mean, I guess it's only a pinball game. It's not like it's, you know, like a super demanding thing. I guess you could make a game like this with just a dozen or so people.
Tables. Law and Justice.
The Law and Justice.
Vikings.
Oops, the old DICE logo there.
Law and Justice.
Babe Watch. Not Baywatch, Babe Watch.
Extreme Sports.
Extreme Sports. Vikings. Vikings is the best one. Vikings is the best table in this game.
Law and Justice.
I remember this table here being the standout table of this game, but we'll go through them. We'll go through them one by one. And since this is going to be displayed in high resolution interlaced, we're going to get a switch over any second now. There we go. And one moment. Yep, thought so. For some reason, this table is a bootleg Appleseed table. I'm guessing someone at DICE was an anime fan, because the characters displayed in the middle of this table art. And for some reason, the game's gone to black. For some reason. Why is that? It's gone back to low res. Why is it? I didn't want this. Oh, that's fun. If you take too long, the game just quits, like force quits you back to the main menu. That's fun. Okay, so like I was saying, the characters displayed in the middle of this table's artwork are just straight up bootleg versions of Dunan and Peripherals from Appleseed, which is an old like anime movie from like the, I would say, like, is it mid to late 80s? Okay. Yeah, that's just straight up. That's just Dunan and Peripherals right there. Holy shit. Hang on, I'm going to turn the volume back up a little bit, because raise that up to -3 decibels. That's funny. Like, that's funny. Obviously there was someone or multiple people on DICE's staff who were Appleseed fans. These tables are a little bit more forgiving than the ones in Digital Pinball. They don't demand quite as much strict precision as those tables did. Which makes them, you know, significantly friendlier. The average player? Fuck. I say that as the ball goes straight down the middle of the table. Fuck. Okay. Oh. Ball physics I don't know, I'm not really an expert on like pinball ball physics, so I couldn't really tell you how necessarily how good the ball physics are, but they seem fine. Shit. No! Fuck. God damn it. Fuck. Not having a lot of luck.
Congratulations to a new high score.
Okay, it's left. Okay. Wait, how do I confirm the letter? Oh, okay, that's fucking not. That's not clear. Okay, sure, BJA, that's whatever. Whatever. Let's back out to the main menu.
Welcome to main menu. Please choose desired function.
So, what's interesting is that you can actually view the tables from a different vantage point, a straight top-down vantage point, which is the same as DICE's old Amiga pinball games. You look at what are they? Oh man, what are they? Pinball Dreams and Pinball Fantasies for the Amiga, and then later Pinball Illusions. Those games play from a direct top-down viewpoint, which this game gives you an option.
Welcome back.
I think that's really interesting. So we go back to Law and Justice here, and this is in low resolution progressive scan, so we won't have to wait for the Frame Meister to switch over. It's the exact same table, but from a completely different like camera view, and this is essentially the style of this is exactly the same as like the old Amiga pinball games. So I guess for people who played those older pinball games and preferred that style of viewpoint, this option is in here for them. Is interesting. The downside is you can't fit the entire table on the screen at once, so you have this incredibly fast moving camera pan to try and like cover the table before the ball gets there. And all of the tables have this. You can do this with all the tables. They have this alternative view if you want it. Come on now. We go. Whoa, shit. And it runs well. It's like even in low-res mode, the table is very easy to make out. Oh shit. I think I
Get ready for multi-ball.
Oh, multi-ball. Right. Yeah, this viewpoint suffers a lot when you're doing multi-ball, because all of a sudden this poor camera has to try and keep track of multiple balls at the same time, and it just can't do it super well. Oh god! So I guess it prioritises which ball is lowest on the table, which I guess is like it's like the best way you can do this from this specific camera viewpoint. Oh god. That ball got stuck. Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, this viewpoint kind of falls apart completely when you get multi-ball. Anyway, let's move on to the next table. Let's move on to a new table. I swear I played one of DICE's older pinball games, because they ported those older pinball games to the at least some of them, like one or two of them, to the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. And I own one of them for the Super Nintendo. I think it might be Pinball Dreams. I think I might have the Super Nintendo version of Pinball Dreams, because I specifically remember playing a pinball game for the Super Nintendo on a video fucking years ago now. Like, possibly almost 10 years ago. It's been that long. I don't know. Look up some like old, like I think it was the
Welcome to main menu. Please choose desired function.
the old supplemental series videos I used to do, where I used to just kind of sit down and play random games for like a certain console for like a couple of hours. That was a long time ago. Yeah, I think it was the supplemental videos, the old supplementals. That's the actual name of the franchise, not franchise, the actual name of that video series, not like an actual, you know, the actual definition of supplemental. It's confusing, I know. I'm pretty damn sure I played one of those pinball games on one of those videos. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. No, I didn't. I pressed B. I didn't press. Fuck. Hang on. I want to go back to the 3D view, if possible, please. Hang on. I pressed B, but for some reason B was also accept. Yep.
Welcome to main menu.
I think this was their... Yeah, this was their last pinball game. I think. They did Pinball Dreams and Pinball Fantasies in 1992. Amiganoid, which I have no idea what that is, in 1993. What is Amiganoid? Okay, it's an Arkanoid clone for the Amiga. Okay. A game called Benefactor. What the hell is Benefactor? Okay, Benefactor looks like a Lemmings clone. Okay, cool. They did two pinball games, an Arkanoid clone, then a Lemmings clone. Then they did two more pinball games, Pinball Illusions in 1995, which was their last Amiga game. And then they did 2 years later they put out True Pinball for the PlayStation and Saturn. So yeah, this was their last pinball game before they decided to do other stuff. Looks like they tried to pivot into racing games for a while, because there's a lot of racing games. They did S40 Racing for the PC. Motorhead for the PC and PlayStation, Swedish Touring Car, which is an incredibly niche... that's got to be a very niche thing. Swedish Touring Car. Specifically, Swedish Touring Car. Okay. Michelin Rally Masters, which is not a great rally game. I've played that before. That's not very good. NASCAR Heat. Rally Sport Challenge. And then they made a game called Battlefield 1942, for which EA promptly bought them and then turned them into mostly a Battlefield factory after that. Huh. Oh dear. I mean, I say oh dear like it's obviously a bad thing. I'm sure plenty of people at the time when that happened were like potentially happy about it. I don't know. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know.
Tables, law and justice. Options.
Interesting to think that a developer like DICE, who people think of as, oh, DICE, they make super high budget, like really like expansive and ambitious, like multiplayer first person shooters with vehicle combat. To think that they started making pinball games for the fucking Amiga. I mean, 3D and high-res 3D are exactly the same, just one runs at high-res interlaced and one doesn't, so it may as well make it high-res. I mean,
Welcome back.
trying to think of a legitimate reason why someone wouldn't have chosen the high-res mode. Very strange.
Tables, law and justice. Law and justice.
Okay, Babe Watch. Gee, I wonder what franchise this is a knockoff of. There we go. It woke up. Okay, that goes around there to the roulette table. I've got to be ready for that next time. Yeah, this table's slightly less interesting. Part of me already prefers the law and justice table over this one. Oh shit. Casino is open. Oh fuck. The casino was open and then I lost the ball and... I don't know, I'm just not very good at pinball, I guess. I don't know. I like the idea of pinball. When it comes to actually playing pinball, I'm just not that good. Fuck. Like that right there was terrible. Why did I let that happen? Guys, let it down, please. Oh, fuck. Oh, well. Yeah, not a very engaging table. I got up into that roulette wheel area just the once, but I didn't realise that I was up there till it was too late and I was already coming back down again. Cool! Cool. Great.
And you got yourself a high score.
Okay, now I know how to actually input a score. I can do it this time. Yeah, whatever. Let's try a different table. Let's try a different table.
Welcome to main menu. Please choose desired function. Law and Extreme Sports.
Extreme Sports. I think this has got the same number of tables as Digital Pinball. 4 tables. I think Digital Pinball had 4 tables. So this has got the same number. Thinking about it. There we go. Well, this is already more interesting. Listen to this music. Look at that 6 skull up there. Oh shit, missed! Ugh.
Now let's do some serious diving.
Okay. Ooh. Shit. Okay. Okay. So feeding a ball to the skull causes another one to come out. Fuck. Another one to come out on the right, underneath the biplane. Why is there a biplane on the Extreme Sports table? What about a biplane says Extreme Sports? Exactly. Maybe it's like wing walking or something? Which is not really a sport, but whatever, I'll give it to them. Oh god. Ugh. Okay. Well, I like this table more than I like Babe Watch. It's not quite as good as Law and Justice, though. Oh, shit. Cock that up. There we go. Oh my god, please just... Okay. Please, just go somewhere, ball. Oh my god. Oh, thank God. Fuck. How many balls we got left? 2, I think.
Now let's build some speed. It's a long way to the top, so let's get moving.
You know what? No, I think I like this table more than Law and Justice.
The need for speed.
Oh my god. Pinball purgatory right here. I can't get the damn thing to go up any ramps. Oh well. Oh, that was my last one.
This time.
Alright, let's try the last one. Vikings, which I still remember being the best table in this game. It's very silly.
Welcome to main menu. Please choose a side from Law and Justice Extreme Sports.
Okay. We'll play this table for a little while and then we'll rank. We'll rank this game. I can tell you right now, I already like this game more than I like Digital Pinball. This game has more personality and better table design than Digital Pinball. Also, this table is silly as hell because it portrays Vikings as like very like silly goofballs instead of like horrific pillagers and murderers, of which they actually were. Oh, Vikings, those silly people, they. Going around all of, like, northwestern Europe. Raiding and killing. What goofballs. There we go. Oop, no, didn't get it. Oh, damn it. This one. Getting the timing on that ball coming back down is difficult. Oh, shit. Shoot ramp. Shoot the ramps to sail to unknown waters. Gotcha. Fuck. Oh, come on. I'm having a lot of luck, unfortunately. Ugh. Ugh, nope, still didn't hit it properly. Now, got it. Germany.
Let's see how much you Vikings can drink. Oh, missed.
Oh, fuck. A little bit too slow. Ugh. Did it again? Fuck, come on. Oh, come on. Bad luck. Very bad luck. Very bad luck. I think this might be my last ball. Make it count. Okay. Shit. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. There we go. This music is insane. Jesus Christ, too many balls! Can I make 200 million before I lose this ball? Let's see. Crap. No! Bugger. Yeah, this table's great. This is a ridiculous table. I love it. It's so silly. Listen to this music. Look how... $202 million. I'll take it. Yeah. This is the best table in the game. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's in order of from best to worst, I would say Vikings, Extreme Sports, Law and Justice, and then Babe Watch being the worst, in my opinion. Yeah, this is a pretty good. I don't know. This is okay. As pinball games go, this is I don't know. This is fun. I'm not, like I said, I'm not really a pinball guy. I'm not good at pinball. But yeah, this is okay. I like this. I like it because it doesn't take itself too seriously like digital pinball does. Digital pinball takes itself so fucking seriously. But this is charmingly tongue-in-cheek in a way that I'm kind of into. Yeah. Digital pinball. Sorry, true pinball. Neat game. Okay, so the question is, where do we put it? Where does true pinball go on the list? Well, first of all, let's start off by saying I greatly prefer this game over digital pinball. I like it more than Virtual Golf. I like it more than Battle Arena to Shinden. I like it more than World Series Baseball. I like it more than the bad port of Mortal Kombat 2. I like it more than Clockwork Knight 2. I do not think it is as good of a game as Hang On GP. I think Hang On GP is a... Akin to the Day, it's a likeable pinball game, but it's still just a pinball game, so... And as someone who's not really a huge pinball fan, there is a ceiling on how much I can like a pinball game, and that ceiling is not high. I do not like it as much as Time Warner Interactive's Virtua Racing. Means it goes here somewhere. I like it more than Victory Boxing. I think it's a better game than, I mean, like a... It's not as interesting, to be sure, but it's a better playing game than The Mansion of Hidden Souls. I have to remind you that this is a subjective list. There's no like hard objective science going into this list. It's just how I feel in my heart. And so I think, yes, I think even though Mansion of Hidden Souls is a far more interesting game, it's better playing. So you see how this works. There's some very difficult to define balance in my head between style and mechanics. And while some games are all mechanics and very little style, some games are all style with very little mechanics, like The Mansion of Hidden Souls, for example. This game, it's got style, but it's also got, I don't know, I think style and mechanics are quite equal for this one. And I'm going to say it's a better game than the slightly iffy Saturn version of Myst. So I'm going to put it here, just below Time Warner Interactive's Virtua Racing. True Pinball. Great sense of style. It doesn't take itself too seriously. The tables are well designed. They've got like a lot of variety to them. Got a lot of options. Picking from multiple camera angles for each table. Got a lot of nice features. It seems like a really... For DICE's final pinball game, it seems like they really like went out of their way to make this like as good as they possibly could. Like this was their big send-off for the pinball genre. it seems, and they really, I don't know. It seems like this is their best pinball game. As someone who's only played like 2 of their previous pinball games, this is like much better than those were. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, this feels right. This feels right. True pinball. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm hitting save. So we have now ranked 56 games. Well on the way to 60. And next week, what games have we got next week? Let's have a look. Ooh, well, next week we've got a bad game, an interesting game, and a very good game. So next week looks like it's going to be a nice little selection of games for us to look at. Cool. Yeah. Video 19 or part 19 of this series is going to be a good one because we are finally getting our first real Capcom fighting game next week. There are a good number of very good Capcom fighting games for the Sega Saturn. And next week we are getting our first one. I mean, we've technically already had one, technically, in a way, with Street Fighter the movie, but technically, sort of, but not really. It's complicated. If you want to know why, go back and watch part 3 to understand why it's complicated. But yeah, Street Fighter the movie doesn't count. Not really. So, right, cool. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I will see you then. My name is therealbluedragon. Thank you for joining me, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.